Our map is looking pretty good. It's in the right location, but it's a little hard to tell, even at this zoom level, where exactly we are. So we need to add one of those little pointer doodads to show us where the shop really is. So you can zoom in and out and figure it out for yourself if you need to. So let's look at how to do that. I'm going to go back to the JavaScript Maps API. And this is something that people do all the time. So I'm going to look at the code samples. Now, I said a little pointer doohickey thing. So let's look around and see if we can find what that's called in the parlance of the Google Maps API. There's nothing under basics that looks very promising. And we know it's not going to be an event. What about controls? Now, this seems to be all things that are controls for the map itself. Zoom and whatnot. Styles, let's see, overlay. Yeah, this is looking promising. Okay, they have a thing called markers. Markers is actually what it's called. So let's take a look at that simple markers example. Yes, indeed. There's one right there. So we want to create one of these. So let's look at their sample code. Everything here looks pretty similar, but here is the business. So we're creating a marker, and then its position is shared with the center up here. Very good. So let's copy this code, just this section, and switch back to our map. Okay, here's the code. I'll jump down to the bottom, and here's my map. So if I just add in the sample code, and I'm going to fix up the indentation here. Okay, so the position is shared with the center of the map, which makes sense. But right now I have this just as a value. Instead of retyping it, I'm going to create a new variable for it up here. Variable store location equals, and then we'll use this value, which is creating a Google Maps latitude longitude object at that location. Okay, so I will use it here and then down here. Everything else looks okay. I'm using the map, which is the correct variable name here. For the title, that's the little tooltip that appears when you mouse over the thing. So let's say, find us here. And those of you who are Los Angeles historians or residents might recognize that address as the Capitol Records Tower, spelled this way, Capitol Records Tower, for real. Okay, so now I'll save this and switch over. And reload. And there we go. So when I click, nothing happens, but if I just leave the mouse there, I get my little title. So that's pretty handy, but it might be nice to enhance this with one of those pop-up boxes when I click it, as you see all the time in Google Maps. So we'll look at how to do that next.